first graders. Today we're going to be working on lesson 13-2. If you take a look, today our I can statement is, I can tell time to the hour using two different types of clock. Our solve and share today says, both of the clocks show the same time. Tell what time is shown. Think your answer. Say your answer. Then write one way the clocks are alike and one way that they are different. What do you notice about the clocks? How are they alike? What's the same about them? How are they different? Now we're going to take a look at some examples. In our first student work, we see that both clocks show 9 o'clock. This student said that both of the clocks have the same numbers. That's how they are alike. However, they are different also. The red clock, which is our first clock here, has a minute, the long hand, and an hour hand, the short hand. The blue clock has two dots between the hour and the minutes. Our second example shows that the clocks show the same time. This is how they are alike. And this child said that one clock is round and the other clock is a rectangle, and that's what makes them different. Did you have any of these observations? What else did you notice? Let's take a look at our visual learning. He eats breakfast at 7 o'clock. The clock shows 7 o'clock. How do you know that the clock shows 7 o'clock? Think about our lesson yesterday. Which hand do we look at to tell the hour? What about the minute? The hour hand points to 7. That's the short hand, the blue hand. And the minute hand points to 12. That's the long hand, the red hand. This clock shows 7 o'clock another way. What looks different about this kind of clock? Think about it. One difference is that this kind of clock has no hands. What does the number before the two dots tell? Do you think that tells the hour or the minutes? Think your answer. Say your answer. The number before the two dots, which is here, the 7, tells us the hour. What do the numbers after the two dots tell? Here we have 0, 0. If the 7 tells the hour, what do you think the numbers after the two dots tell? Think your answer. Say your answer. They tell the minutes. So if we look at our clock here, the 7 tells the hour and the 00 tells the minutes. Compare the two clocks. Do they show the same time? If you look at the hands on the round clock and you look at our digital clock, the rectangular clock, do they show the same time? Think your answer. Say your answer. Yes or no? Both of these clocks show the same time. On our round clock, we have the hour hand pointing to the 7 and the minute hand pointing to the 12 for 7 o'clock. And on our digital clock, we have the 7 in front of the two dots. The number in front of the two dots tells the hour, and the minutes come after the two dots. When it is something o'clock, the minutes are 00, because we're just starting a new hour and no minutes have passed. Now you know how to tell time on two kinds of clocks, and that's what we'll be practicing today. Now we'll get ready for our guided practice. If you take a look at your Do You Understand Show Me box, it's asking if the two clocks show the same time. Think about your answer. Take a look at our round clock. Take a look at our digital clock. What do you think? If we look closely at our round clock, I see that the hour hand, the shorthand, is pointing to the 7, and the long hand, the minute hand, is pointing to the 12. So we have 7 o'clock. When I write the time that matches the round clock, and I look at the digital clock, I see that they are different. Here, we have the hour at 7, but here, the number in front of the two dots that tells the hour says 8. So these two are not a match. The round clock shows 7 o'clock. The digital clock shows 8 o'clock. Let's take a look now at our guided practice. In number 1, you can see they're asking us to show 3 o'clock. So on our round clock, the shorthand, the hour hand, points to the 3, and when it's something o'clock, the long hand, minute hand, points to the 12. When we write the time on a digital clock, our hour comes before the two dots, our minutes come after the two dots, and if it is something o'clock, we use the numbers 00. In number 2, my hour hand is going to point to the 5, the shorthand. The long hand goes to the 12 because it's something o'clock. And on my digital clock, we have a 5 for the hour. The hour comes before the two dots, and then 00 after the two dots because it is something o'clock. In number 3, we have 12 o'clock. So we're going to mark the minute hand on the 12 and the hour hand on the 12. When it's 12 o'clock, it's sometimes hard to see the two hands individually because they're both lined up on the 12. But again, on our digital clock, we're going to mark 12 for the hour before the two dots, and the minutes come after the two dots for 00. And our last guided practice question for 11 o'clock, my shorthand is going to go to the 11, which marks the hour, my long hand to the 12 to mark the minutes. When it's something o'clock, the long hand always points to the 12. And to write that on my digital clock, I'm going to start first with the hour, which is 11. Oop, sorry, let me just zoom out. I apologize. Okay, back to number 4. My hour is going to be 11. Those are the numbers that come before the 2 dots. And then my minutes for something o'clock are always 0, 0 after the 2 dots. Now, in each set for numbers 1 through 4, we have a matching time on the clock. Now it's your turn. Continue on to your independent practice and problem solving. Again, you're going to match your clocks, and then you're going to think about time as it relates to our story problems or your problem solving. Have a great day, first graders, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.